I'm proud of being alive and experiencing this time in life, which is so filled with beauty and so filled with amazing miracles and experiences. If we but would look, we would be amazed at what lies just behind our vision. To be able to move through, the veils that reveal and lift themselves as we walk towards the greater understanding of our mission on earth, if we could call it a mission. I can perceive beyond the veils, not through normal sight, but through a different sense of sight that comes to me through feeling, and the vision expands into that openness where the eternal energetic impulse awaits our vision to be able to speak to us and offer the wisdom from the beyond through that sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it's how I can explain it the best. I find wisdom in many different places, many different sources. Wisdom exists in a blade of grass, how it grew to that perfect form, how a tree grows to its perfect form. If I look at a rose as it's beginning to unfold and it reaches its fullest potential, I believe that we as humans on earth can observe the wisdom of that rose within that rose and continue to expand our consciousness and unfold to our highest spiritual potential, which would include and be the guidance of wisdom, with the wisdom of spirit as a guide. Oftentimes, it can come in the subtlest forms, and it has taught me to listen to the subtlest sounds. Nature expresses itself in a very subtle language and subtle tones. It can only be felt. The mind can interpret the feeling, the words can come forward, but to truly know it, it can only be felt, sensed, in silence, within. To be able to perceive the subtlest energies and the subtlest forms that exist around us, that are illuminated in a brief moment, just like that, and to be able to catch it and to receive from it is miraculous. Our brain, I believe, is like fixed. It's a fixed thing. But our mind is expanding, expansive. It can expand to forever, can expand to forever. And to know that allows the spiritual element to become an integral part of existence. For me, to not walk with spirit as part of myself, I would not feel as if I were a whole human being or a whole spirit embodied in a human form. This presence that we are on earth is not a small thing. This presence that we have on earth is a reflection of some amazing thing that we are a part of, which I can't identify. And it doesn't matter that I can't identify it or can't name it, because I don't want to limit it, and I don't want to limit an experience of how grand it all is. Our existence on earth is to be able to embody the wisdom of the great mystery or the creative source or whatever one would want to call it, to be able to embody that, to walk with it, to live it, to project it, to radiate it. We all came from this creative burst of energy, and because we are such creative beings with that burst of creative energy that is within, to allow creativity to come into our lives in whatever form it may be. Anything where you're just allowing yourself to become so immersed in what is coming forward before you that you immediately resonate with that creative source, and your life becomes open and large and expanded and so much more receptive to that subtle energy that keeps moving around and through us constantly. And even just picking flowers and putting them into a vase is such an act of creativity. If we were to stand back and look at it and go, how beautiful is that? And it supports us. It feeds that part of us that is yearning to be connected to the grace of existence. I found joy through nature. I found joy through being. I found joy because that was the only choice that I liked. One comes to joy when one realizes that the other choices, for instance, not being joyful, does not really encourage you to move forward, because to not move forward would hold one in a position of not being able to access joy. So to be able to move through everything that exists and have this overriding sense of eternal beauty and eternal joy, and realizing that those are the principles and those are the qualities that support and sustain us in life, and why would we not choose that over that which does not? Without gratitude, I don't think one can really interact with very much that exists on this earth in a way that will bring the beauty of being into focus for someone. Gratitude for the gift of being, for being in such an extremely rarefied and sensitive form, to have the ability to experience the wisdom that exists in every millisecond in our lives. If we could see it and hear it and feel it and know it. And we can, and it's amazing. When this form is no longer, then I will be in another form, which is formless, and then I will be very wise.